What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of 100 Yards Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your host and producer for this show, Logan Landers, and join me to do a NFL Legend special today, talking about Ed Too Tall Jones coming out of Dallas at the Cowboys and also by way of college at Tennessee State. Helping me out to talk about him is another Cowboys fan on this program, my guy from the Elite Sports and Entertainment Network, Jay McMinn. Jay, what's up to the people? How you doing, man?
I'm doing well, man. At least we get to talk about the Cowboys that actually won back in those days versus the ones I got right now. So I always like talking about my past, guys that I grew up with, right? I mean, I grew up in the 70s, early 70s, so he's about that time.
Yeah, of course. And let's just go and get into it, man. What just give us your thoughts on Ed Jones, Ed Too Tall Jones, as a player, man, and what he meant to your team and the Cowboys and whatnot.
Well, no, he meant a lot to him. I mean, look, the guy, I think he had career sacks, I believe was an unofficial 106 sacks and then they were, I guess there was like some issues with that, so they had to go back. But anyway, 106 sacks is what he had. Just 48, I think he averaged, 19 forced fumbles, I believe it was, 3 interceptions. I mean, the guy was just part of that really good, strong defensive side, and man, that's back when them Cowboys used to be rough and tough, Bubba. But, back when you could kill a quarterback and it don't matter.
No doubt. And what I like about Ed Jones, man, Jay, I mean, back in '74, the Cowboys had the first overall pick. First time in their career, first time in their team history, right? And if you remember, they didn't initially have that. The pick was acquired from the Houston Oilers. That was in exchange for Tony Smith and Billy Parks. So Cowboys, they made a trade to get that number 1 pick, like we've seen a lot of people do. And, well, they made the right choice because Ed Too Tall Jones, the first ever player drafted, first football player from a HBCU to go that high in the draft, that being number 1 overall. And just tremendous.
A fun fact is, do you know what movie he played in?
Oh, not off the top of my head. Why don't you tell me?
He played Hightower in Police Academy.
Okay.
If you remember way back when they had Police Academy, it's been a long time.
And Jay,
before your time.
And Jay, I can give you a fun stat. Also, I learned about Ed Too Tall Jones. You got your fun stat. I got mine.
Okay.
And I'm a fan of wrestling. Ed Too Tall Jones was a guest referee at WrestleMania 2 back in 1986. He was the referee outside of a battle royal, which also had a bunch of other football players in it at that time. So he was out there enforcing as ever. But what I like about what's so impressive about him, man, is I would say just how crazy of an athlete he was. Because, Jay, let's not forget, this guy wasn't just a Hall of Fame football player, right? He didn't just head into the Black College Football Hall of Fame.
Right.
This guy was a boxer, and not just any boxer, Jay. A former Golden Gloves boxer out of Tennessee, because he was born in Jackson. Went to Tennessee State, born and bred, went to Mary High out there in Jackson High School. So, I mean, this guy could really beat you up.
Yeah, and what better way to play a defensive position which uses your hands than wrestling and boxing? I mean, that's all about that. So that played a huge part of his game.
No, that's the thing too is, right, so he was drafted by Dallas in '74 after having a amazing career at Tennessee State. As I mentioned, he went to the Black College Football Hall of Fame in 2013 because he ranked 3rd in school history in sacks. It used to be a 3rd in school history in sacks in a season with 12, 5th in career sacks with 38, and he's also voted to the 50th anniversary Senior Bowl in 1999 at the all-time team. So he did great work, right? And he was also, it's funny, he got his nickname, right, from first football practice. Teammates saw him, said, man, your pants don't fit too hot. He said, I think you're just a little too tall to play football. And that's how the legend was born.
Oh, that's awesome.
And
That's awesome.
what did he do? He became a 2-time All-American, did some great work out there, and also won the Black College Football National Championship in 1971 and in 1973. But after his stint in Dallas, Jay, we know he went to be a boxer for a couple of years, right? Did that.
Yeah.
But then back in 1980, he got the itch, right? He replaced John Dutton in 1980, go back to the Cowboys for his second stint. And it's like he didn't even take a day off. He earned All-Pro and Pro Bowl honors 3 times from 1981 to 1983. He was one of the best just defensive players in that era. Played in 16 playoff games and 3 Super Bowls, 3 NFC championship teams, also Super Bowl champion in that time. And also, Jay, you mentioned unofficial stats, right? And how they had to change something along those lines.
Yeah.
Well, Ed Too Tall Jones had to basically created a stat because of how well he could knock down passes. The NFL started tracking that because of this guy you see here on the screen. That's how big of an you have your own stat created for something you're doing so good. I don't know if I can.
That's incredible.
I mean,
that's incredible.
Any more impactful?
Wow.
Oh man. So we see him keep doing some good work, right? Plays in Dallas for a lot more seasons. And we know that in 89, the wheels started coming off a little bit. He was battling a few injuries. Jimmy Johnson also was putting the team a little bit younger, right? You got Tony Tolbert, the rookie, out there to replace him. But Jay, Cowboys fans weren't too happy, and you might remember this. So I know you were a big fan, at that time in the late 80s, early 90s. And the Cowboys faithful, right? Dallas's fans are 1 in a million. They had a call-in campaign. They said, look, get this dude to 200 stats. And they made him not just start the next 2 games to reach the milestone.
Right.
The next 3 because of how well he was playing. So
that's crazy.
On the year, right? On the year in his last full season, 16 games, 10 starts, 39 tackles, 1 sack, 4 passes defended, forced fumble, and also, Jay, 3 blocked kicks. But he retired, Jay, 1990. And the crazy thing about this, and the thing that it still, I don't understand it, Jay. I don't understand it because he retired at 39, did not miss a single game.
Right.
For the Cowboys. Not a one he missed. Also played 15 full seasons there. Jay, isn't it a crime, I think, that he has not been named to the Cowboys Ring of Honor?
Yeah, I don't understand that either. I've always wondered that, and yeah, it's they definitely have it wrong. They definitely need to put him up there for sure. Absolutely. And shame on Jerry Jones for not realizing that.
I can't wrap my head around it, man.
I can't wrap my head around it either.
He meant so much to not just your organization, but the game of football.
Absolutely.
He was the first ever number 1 draft pick from an HBCU. He helped win Super Bowls, All Pros, Pro Bowls, you name it. He did it. Stepped away for a couple of years, became a good boxer, came back,
picked it up.
Played and never missed a snap, never missed a game, always on the field, loved by the fans. But yet, Jay, this man, for one reason or another, I don't know. I know you can't give me the answer. Mr. Football, Vincent Turner, our other Cowboys fan, he doesn't have an answer for this. Why is Ed Too Tall Jones not in the Cowboys Ring of Honor? And also, Jay, just why is he not in the Hall of Fame even?
Yeah.
As good as he played, those are Hall of Fame numbers.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree.
I don't understand it, man. Because like I said, they didn't start recognizing quarterback stats until 82. That's why he is unofficially credited with 106, which would be third most in Cowboys history throughout his career. Played in 224 games with the team, 203 starts, 1,032 career tackles, third most in franchise history, 19 fumble recoveries, 86 blocked passes.
Yeah.
He had passes. The man had a stat named after him, Jay. Do I need to say more?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's the end of it right there. I don't get it. But maybe I know I can't answer it. You can't answer it. Mr. Football, Vince Turner, he can't answer it even. He's our football encyclopedia, for God's sake. But maybe, Jay, I know a group of people who can. That's our fans. Maybe they can answer it. They can let us know in the comments.
Absolutely.
What's your thoughts on Ed Too Tall Jones? Was he your favorite player growing up? Did you just learn about him from this video? Was he just and also, why is he not in the Ring of Fame out there in Dallas? It bewilders me. Jay McLovin, I appreciate it, buddy. Thanks for coming on. Talking some Ed Too Tall Jones, as always, doing a nice little history special here. I've been your host, producer, Logan Landers. Guys, we'll talk to you again on another